You say you have faith. But do you trust me? Let me ask you something. Not as your creator, but as the one who has watched you closely. Do you really trust me? I'm not asking if you believe I exist. Even demons believe that. I'm not asking if you go to church, read your Bible, or sing my name in worship. I'm asking if you trust me when it's hard, when it's silent, when it costs, when it hurts. Because faith isn't a theory. Faith isn't just words. Faith is the bridge between what I said and how you live. Without faith, it is impossible to please me. Not difficult, impossible. In Hebrews 11:6. Faith is what moves heaven. Faith is what silences hell. Faith is what holds you steady when everything else is shaking. But here's what you must understand. There are levels of faith. Some stay low, believing but never moving. Some rise, moving, but only when it's convenient. Some go deeper, trusting me in the dark. And then a few go all the way. They risk everything because they know I'm worth everything. So let me ask you again, where is your faith? What kind of trust do you offer me? And are you willing to grow, no matter the cost? Because I'm not here to entertain your comfort. I'm here to build your faith. And I will take you from surface belief to mountain-moving power. If you let me, let's begin. Number 1, faith that believes, but stays still. You say you believe, but do you move when I speak? You say you have faith in me. You believe I created the heavens. You believe I sent my Son. You believe I'm powerful, holy, and good. But when I whisper, go, you freeze. When I say forgive, you hesitate. When I ask for obedience, you offer delay. Why? Because your faith believes in my existence, but it hasn't yet surrendered to my lordship. This is the shallowest level of faith. It's real, but it's still. Like water in a cup that never moves. Clean, but not alive. You trust me with eternity, but not with today. You trust me for heaven, but not for your rent. You believe I raised Lazarus, but you don't think I'll answer your prayer. This was the faith of Israel at the edge of the Red Sea. They believed I was God, but they panicked when Pharaoh got close. They saw miracles in Egypt, but forgot my power in the wilderness. I was with them, but fear still ruled them. And many today do the same. They believe in me, but live in fear. They acknowledge me, but obey their feelings. They say, I'm Lord, but only follow when it's safe. This level of faith is common, but it is not where I want you to stay. Because belief without obedience is not trust, and faith without action is dead. So I'm calling you out of the shallows, out of comfortable Christianity, out of believing with your mouth, but doubting with your life. Don't just say you believe. Step when I say step. Move when I say move. Trust me, not just with your soul, but with your story. Only then will your faith begin to grow. Number 2, faith that moves, but only when it makes sense. You obey, but only if you agree. You move, but only when it's easy. You obey, but only when it aligns with your logic. You give, but only what you can afford. You serve, but only if it benefits you. That's not trust, that's agreement. And I didn't call you to agree with me. I called you to follow me. There's a difference between faith and negotiation, and too many of my children confuse the two. You say, God, I'll do it if you explain first. But faith doesn't demand details. It demands obedience. When I told Abraham to leave everything, I didn't give him a map. When I told Noah to build, it hadn't even rained. When I told Gideon to reduce his army, it looked like defeat. But they didn't need to understand. They needed to trust. I see the hesitation in your heart. You want proof before you step. You want comfort before you commit. You want certainty before you surrender. But faith isn't born in certainty. Faith is born in surrender. Naaman almost missed his healing because my instruction didn't sound impressive. I told him to dip in a muddy river 7 times. Not once, not twice, 7. And with every dip, he had to kill his pride. He had to let go of what made sense. When he finally obeyed without understanding, the miracle came. You say you trust me, but you still hold the pen to your own story. You still try to control the outcomes. You still say, God, only if. Listen to me. I'm not here to fit into your logic. I'm here to transform your life. But I won't do that on your terms. You're waiting for everything to align. I'm waiting for you to let go. Because your next level of faith won't come through explanation. It'll come through obedience before clarity. Will you follow me when it doesn't make sense? Will you tithe when the budget's tight? Will you forgive when they don't say sorry? Will you walk away when everything in you wants to stay? Will you trust me, even when I don't explain myself? This is the kind of faith that moves you out of the predictable and into the miraculous. I'm not looking for perfect faith. I'm looking for real faith. So stop leaning on your understanding. Start leaning on me, because I'm not calling you to comfort. I'm calling you deeper. Number 3, faith that trusts, even in the dark. Can you trust me when you don't see me? This is where real faith is proven. Not when the blessings are flowing. Not when your prayers are answered overnight. But when it's silent, still, heavy. When you ask me for healing, and I don't respond. When you cry out in the night, and hear nothing but echo. Do you still trust me then? When the doors stay shut? When the pain doesn't lift? When the storm doesn't stop? Because the greatest faith is not loud, it's loyal. Not emotional, it's enduring. Faith that trusts in the dark is faith that knows me. You don't need a sign because you know my character. You don't need a feeling because you're grounded in truth. You don't need control because you've already surrendered. Job didn't praise me because his life was easy. He praised me in the ashes. He trusted me with torn clothes, broken skin, and unanswered questions. He said, though he slay me, yet will I trust him. That is faith. It's not the absence of fear. It's the refusal to let fear speak louder than trust. Many quit in the silence. They say, God must be gone. But what if I told you, the silence is proof that I trust you, that I'm growing something deeper in you, that I'm stretching your roots, that I'm teaching you to walk, not just be carried. You don't become strong in the spotlight. You become strong in the shadows. That pain you feel, I'm using it. That waiting season, I'm working through it. That confusion, I'm building clarity on the inside before you ever see it outside. Can you still worship when it hurts? Can you still pray when nothing changes? Can you still praise me when it looks like I've gone silent? Because I haven't left. I'm closer than your breath, but I'm building muscle in your spirit. I'm shaping your endurance. I'm stripping the idols. I'm anchoring your soul in me, not in my gifts. Faith in the dark is what separates the surface from the surrendered. And I want you to be unshakable. So if I'm quiet, don't give up. I'm not ignoring you. I'm maturing you. Because the ones who can walk with me in the dark will shine brightest when the light returns. Number 4, faith that risks everything. Because I'm worth everything. This is where miracles happen. This is the faith that moves my heart. Not safe faith, not comfortable faith, but radical faith. Reckless in the world's eyes, righteous in mine. This is where you stop dipping your toes and jump. Where you stop calculating risks and say, God, if you said it, I'm in. This is where trust is no longer a theory. It's your lifestyle. I asked Abraham to lay Isaac on the altar. His promised son, his miracle, his future. And Abraham didn't say, why? He simply obeyed. Why? Because he trusted that even if I took Isaac, I could raise him back up. That's the faith I'm after. Not faith that clings to blessings, but faith that clings to me. You say you want to see miracles, but miracles don't happen in the boat. They happen when you step on water. Peter didn't walk on logic. He walked on a word, come. And for as long as his eyes stayed on me, the impossible became reality. But this kind of faith will cost you. It'll cost your reputation. It'll cost your safety net. It'll cost your need to control. It'll cost your plans, your pride, your preferences. But what you'll gain, me, deeper, richer, unfiltered. Faith at this level says, even if I lose everything, I still have God. Faith at this level prays bold prayers, takes bold steps, and gives without fear. It doesn't play it safe. It lives surrendered. And it changes the world. Hebrews 11 is filled with people who risked everything. They wandered. They were rejected. They faced fire and lions and swords. And the world wasn't worthy of them, because they lived by another reality. That's the kind of faith I want to see in you. Not halfway, not cautious, but full throttle, all in, nothing held back faith. So stop waiting for ideal conditions. Step when I say step. Give when I say give. Go where I say go. Speak when I say speak. I don't need you to be perfect. I just need you to be willing. Because when you risk it all for me, you'll discover I was worth it all along. Conclusion. I want to take you higher. Now that you've seen the levels, let me ask you again, where are you? Are you stuck in belief, but no obedience? Still needing everything to make sense before you trust me? Trying to follow me, but falling apart in the silence? Or are you ready to risk everything and go higher? This is not a message to shame you. It's a call to grow. Because I don't just love you, I lead you. And I lead you from faith to faith, glory to glory, strength to strength. You weren't made to stay in shallow waters. You weren't made for safe religion. You were made for mountain-moving faith. But that doesn't happen by accident. It takes surrender. It takes stretching. It takes dying to your pride and your plans and your fear. But what you gain is me. You gain my presence. You gain my power. You gain a peace that doesn't shake when the storm comes. You gain clarity in the unknown and joy in the fire. Because where your faith ends, my glory begins. Don't let fear hold you back. Don't let the opinions of others cage you. Don't let comfort kill your calling. I'm calling you higher. I'm calling you deeper. I'm calling you to step out. Not because it's easy, but because I'm with you. And when you step, I'll catch you. I'll carry you. I'll surround you. I'll show you things no eye has seen and no mind has imagined. So here's my question for you now. Are you done living safe? Are you done staying stuck? Are you done letting fear write your story? Then follow me. Not just with words, but with faith. Because I'm not finished with you. I'm just getting started. And where I'm taking you next will require more trust than ever. But it will also show you that I'm more faithful than you ever knew.